to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing my top favorite books of 2022. I'm going to do like my top 10-ish because I don't know if it's exactly 10. And yes, there are going to be series in here and they're going to count as one because I simply cannot choose under 10 if I don't include series. So series are going to be included. It was a really good reading year for me, honestly. This year I had a goal of 50 books and unfortunately I did not quite make that goal. I feel like it's just kind of hard, especially with school and so much traveling and just everything that went on last year. I just didn't quite get 50, but I did get... Actually, let me double check on my phone. So this year I read a total of 36 books, and today I'm going to be showing you guys all of my top reads from this year. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, so I have to meet a friend at literally 2, and it's, can you see? It's 1:13 right now, and yes, I was listening to Taylor Swift. So we gotta do this really quick, but the place we're meeting at is like 3 minutes from my house, so like it's okay, but I gotta speed this up. I don't even know where to start. Should I do series first? Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna go in order of like when I read these books because I'm not doing that, and I'm not also like, this is in no order of like my least favorite to favorite because these are all my favorites, so yeah. Okay, so the first little series slash trilogy that I'm going to be talking about is the Summer I Turned Pretty series. Now, you guys have definitely heard me talk about this series if you have watched any of my videos before, and honestly probably quite a few of these books you've heard me talk about before, but this series is so near and dear to my heart. As you all know, I have the Conrad phone case, so it's one of my favorites. But basically, I read this on a cruise, which was like the best time to read it. Is the perfect summer book. So basically, this series is about a girl named Belly, and every year her and her brother and her mom go to her mom's best friend's like beach house. And her mom's best friend's name is Susanna, and she has 2 boys, Conrad and Jeremiah. And ever since Belly was little, she has been in love with Conrad, but he has never given her the time of day, and both the boys kind of see her as just like a little sister, until one summer, they all kind of start seeing her as something more, and it's this little love triangle, and I know a lot of people don't like love triangles. Personally, I thought it was a really good one, and there's also a TV show, so after you read the books, you can watch the TV show, and I think the TV show was very well done, one of the best adaptations that I have seen. So yeah, definitely recommend Summer I Turned Pretty. The next series I'm going to be talking to you guys about, I'm sure you already know what the series is, but it is the Shatter Me series. So I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this series already on my channel and on other people's, and just it's kind of blown up. So the series, it's really hard to explain what it's about because it changes so much. Basically, the Shatter Me series is about this girl named Juliet, and she has a lethal touch, so that basically means that like if she touches you, she essentially kills you. Kind of dark. And so she like gets captured, and they're trying to like figure out why she has this lethal touch. She's kind of been shunned from society, and there's this thing going on called the Reconstruction, which basically means that like they're trying to reconstruct culture. They're burning books, they're burning down houses and buildings, and they're building the world from the ground up again, essentially. And so that's literally all I can tell you about this series. It is amazing though. Definitely give it a shot. These covers too are like absolutely gorgeous. I love the covers, and there is romance, and if you guys know Aaron Warner, yes, he is my guy in this book. I absolutely adore him. My 2 favorite books I have read so far in the series would have to be Ignite Me and Restore Me. Those are probably my top 2. This is the 3rd and this is the 4th, I believe. The next series I read this year, okay, these are actually technically rereads, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do rereads in my favorite books of 2022 video, but like, it's my channel, so we're gonna do rereads. So this year I reread the Off Campus series. I didn't reread the full series. I just reread The Deal and The Mistake. I adore this series. It is one of my favorites. It's just a comfort books for me. They're honestly comfort books for me, and I just really wanted to reread them. So I did. I reread The Deal, ignore the cover, like it's just terrible. It's terrible. They need a new one. Everyone agrees, but I reread The Deal, okay? And then I reread The Mistake. So basically, I'm not gonna really go too much in depth about like what each book is about, but basically the whole off-campus series is a hockey romance. All the guys are hockey players at this big Ivy League school. They all live in like a hockey house together with like 4 of them, and there's like this big friend group, and then they meet their significant others, and it's just the cutest thing ever. I love it so much. If you guys are interested in sports romance and everything like that, definitely check out the off-campus series. Okay, there's so many series in this video. Okay, I can't help it. I apparently love series. I love them, and I stand by that, okay? Okay. So the next series that I read this year, I only have 2 with me because I read the first 2 on my Kindle, and then I read the second 2 physical copy, but that is the Twisted series. So I read Twisted Lies and Twisted Games on my Kindle, and then I bought Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. I will say Twisted Games is my favorite in the series. It would probably go Twisted Games, which is the second, Twisted Hate, which is the third, Twisted Lies, which is the fourth, and Twisted Love, which is the first book. I love, love, love this series. Each book is honestly pretty different. I don't want to give out too many details because I feel like going into the series blind, and honestly any book going into it blind is the best. So yeah. Alright, and then the next book we have is Throttled by Lauren Asher. This is a part of the Dirty Air series. I've only read the first 2, but I thoroughly enjoyed this book. The whole series is about like F1 racers, and this is about Maya and Noah. Maya, like Twisted Lies, like the book that I just talked about, she is also a social media influencer, and her brother Santi is also an F1 racer, so she decides to travel with him during the season, the F1 season, after she graduates college, and grow her YouTube channel and just travel with him and everything. And that's when she meets Noah Slade, who is another F1 racer, and it's amazing. Noah, chef's kiss. Simply chef's kiss. So the next book, I cannot believe that I read this year. I had to double check before I put it in this video because I thought it was 2021, but it was 2022. It was in January. This is one of my favorite books ever, guys, and that is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. This book is incredible. It's very short, but incredible. It's literally like New York in the 90s. The guy's a freaking photographer. She is a cellist. I think she plays, the cello, and they're like in college. It's a second chance romance, so you get past and present, and you're trying to figure out why they haven't talked in like, I don't remember how many years, but in like so many years, you're like, how did they lose touch? I cried in this book. I don't know if anyone else cries in this book. I sure did. And there's this song called like See You Later. Oh my gosh, it's perfect for this book. Literally perfect. I was literally like crying listening to that song after I finished this book. So I was like, after when I read like why they weren't together, I was like heart crushed. Cause yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, but adore this book. 5 freaking stars. The next one I'm going to talk about is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This book is incredible as well. I did not expect to love it so much. It was very hyped up in like 2021, I feel like. Maybe 2020 maybe, but like probably 2021. Very, very hyped up. And I honestly didn't expect to like really ever. I mean, I figured I'd read this at some point, but one day I saw it in Target and I was like, we'll just get it. And I was like, you know what, we're going to read it. It sounded interesting. So I was like, why not? Let me tell you, I did not expect to like this book as much as I liked it, but I freaking adored it. I ate every second up. It's a 5-star for me, without a doubt. It's about this girl and this guy. They're enemies. It's another enemies to lovers. And basically they go to this wedding, and the girl in this book, Olive, it's her sister getting married, and the guy in this book, Ethan, it's his brother getting married. and everyone at the wedding gets food poisoning except for Olive and Ethan. And so the bride and groom are like, we have this honeymoon paid for, like we can't refund it, like you guys should go. So they end up going on this honeymoon together in Maui, Hawaii for like 10 days, spending the entire time together, doing fun things. It's so good. It's so good. And there's a plot twist in it. Like when they get to Maui, something happens. Oh my gosh. It's crazy, but I love it. Next we have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. How could I not include this book in here? 5 million stars. There's also coming out the TV show soon, which I'm so excited for. I'm very excited to see because, let me just tell you what it's about first. Basically, Daisy Jones and the Six is about this band in the 70s, and it's honestly just about their journey to fame, through fame, how they deal with it. They all have their issues. They all have their flaws. It talks a lot about just what it's really like to be in a band in the 70s and the music industry, and it's incredible. I loved it. I'm very excited because in this book they put like the songs. I'm trying to find it for you guys. They put the songs at the very end, and yeah, like they literally put every song on the album at the end, like the lyrics, and so we're gonna get to see that come to life in the show, which is so exciting. I'm so excited. I debated on not putting this book in here only because it's so similar to another book that is coming, but I decided to because it's still one of my favorite books, but that is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This book is incredible. It is, I think I gave it a 4.75 stars, not quite a 5-star because it's a second chance romance, and I didn't love the way that they ended things and why, but it's basically like they're neighbors at this lake house. The girl goes there, like, she doesn't permanently live there, but she goes there every summer, and her name is Persephone, which is really, really pretty. But she goes there every summer, and the guy's the neighbor, and they hang out every summer. It's friends to lovers, growing up as teenagers. Really, really cute. And then you see them in the future, trying to figure out why they didn't end up together sooner, and you figure it out. And it's really good. I just didn't love why they didn't see each other for so many years, but like, don't let that discourage you from reading the book because it was so amazing, and I would highly recommend it to anybody. And then the last book we have, and I can't believe I read this year, but the very last book we have is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, my favorite book of all time. If you ask me, Gabby, what is one of your favorite books of all time? It would be Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I love it. And these two books are so similar. It's like the same thing, but like different font. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, this book is about this girl, and she goes to this cabin every like holiday for every break that she has at school during the summers. And she has a neighbor, Elliot, and they become best friends, and they just spend their time together, and they develop a relationship. It's so cute and wholesome and sweet and just everything and more. And it's also a second chance romance, so you're like, why weren't they together? And then you're trying to like figure it out, past and present, but it's still absolutely amazing. So yeah, guys, those were all of my top favorite reads of 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a great reading year. I'm so excited for 2023 this year. It's here. But I'm so excited for this year and just to see all the new reads and hopefully read some great books this year. I'm excited for the ones I'm going to be reading. And yeah, also, do you guys like the new setup? I usually sit over there in my room, but I thought I'd sit in front of my bookshelf today. And yeah, so kind of a fun new little switch up. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!